The Thunder of World Champions Mikhail Chigorin defeats Emmanuel Lasker in unrivaled style. d2 d4. d7 d5. Knight g1 f3. Bishop c8 g4. c2 c4. Bishop g4 captures f3. g2 takes on f3. Knight b8 c6. Knight b1 c3. e7 e6. e2 e3. Bishop f8 b4. c4 captures d5. Queen d8 captures d5. Bishop c1 d2. Bishop b4 captures c3. b2 captures c3. Knight g8 e7. Rook h1 g1. Queen d5 h5. Queen d1 b3. Knight c6 d8. Queen b3 b5. Queen h5 captures b5. Bishop f1 captures b5. c7 c6. Bishop b5 d3. Knight e7 g6. f3 f4. Castling king side. King e1 e2. Rook a8 c8. Rook g1 g3. Much stronger would have been 17 f5, breaking open the position for the bishops. After the text, Chigorin succeeds in implementing the blockade. One of Nimzowitska's achievements was to elaborate an openings repertoire that successfully brought about blockade situations as a logical consequence of the initial moves. c6 c5. Rook a1 g1. c5 c4. Bishop d3 c2. f7 f5. Bishop d2 c1. Rook f8 f7. Bishop c1 a3. Rook c8 c6. Bishop a3 c5. Rook c6 a6. a2 a4. Knight d8 c6. Rook g1 b1. Rook f7 d7. Rook g3 g1. Knight g6 e7. Rook b1 b2. Knight e7 d5. King e2 d2. Rook a6 a5. Rook g1 b1. b7 b6. Bishop c5 a3. g7 g6. Rook b2 b5. Rook a5 a6. Bishop a3 c1. Knight c6 d8. Rook b1 a1. Knight d8 f7. Rook b5 b1. Knight f7 d6. It would have been more accurate to play g7 g5 at once. f2 f3. Knight d6 f7. Rook a1 a3. g6 g5. King d2 e2. g5 captures f4. e3 e4. Knight d5 f6. Bishop c1 captures f4. Knight f6 h5. Bishop f4 e3. f5 f4. Bishop e3 f2. Rook a6 a5. Rook b1 g1. King g8 f8. Rook a3 a1. It looks as if white can lift the blockade with 42 e5, but in that case Chigorin had planned 42 b5 43 bx h7 nx e5 44 rg8 plus kf7 45 dx e5 b4 46 cx b4 rx e5 plus 47 kf1 nf6 plus e6 e5. Rook a1 b1. Knight h5 g7. Rook b1 b4. Rook d7 c7. Bishop c2 b1. Knight g7 e6. Rook g1 d1. Knight e6 d8. Rook d1 d2. Knight d8 c6. Rook b4 b5. Rook a5 captures a4. d4 captures e5. Knight f7 captures e5. Bishop f2 h4. Rook c7 g7. King e2 f2. Rook g7 g6. Rook d2 d5. Rook a4 a1. Bishop h4 d8. Knight e5 d3. Bishop b1 captures d3. c4 takes on d3. Rook d5 captures d3. Rook a1 g1. Rook b5 f5. King f8 e8. Bishop d8 g5. Rook g6 captures g5. Had he played 57 rx f4, black would have delivered mate by means of 57, r6 g2 plus 58 k e3 re1 mate point.